Good evening, good evening, good evening, Bahamas. Good evening, wherever you're watching us, wherever you may be in the world, and welcome to another exciting edition of Let's Talk. Let us talk. I am your host for this evening, Dawkins, but tonight you can call me Sister Joe because that is my official youth ministry title, and I'm on a panelist with a lot of young men this evening. So I'm feeling my youth leader vibes being tugged upon. So I'm gonna be Sister Joe tonight. I am excited to introduce you to our lovely panel, lovely and handsome, might I add. So we're going to start with Lyle Maycock, who is going to introduce himself, and immediately following him, our other panelists will introduce themselves.
Good night. My name is Lyle Maycock. I attend St. Andrew's School and I go to East Street Church and I'm in grade 11.
Good night. My name is Trevano Cartwright. I attend R.M. Bailey Senior High School and I go to Healing and Deliverance, Wolf Road.
Well, good night. My name is Philip Ferguson II. I attend the Church of God of Prophecy Ministry, and the school I attend is the International School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Technology, or ISBT for short.
Hello, good night, everyone. My name is Dereo Maycock the first. I attend St. Augustine's College, also known as SAC, and I go to the Church of God of Prophecy, My Blue Road.
And last but not least, I have joining me my former national co-youth director in the person of Minister Brandira. Sister B, come on, welcome. Say hello to the audience.
Hello, everybody. I'm having technical. Hello.
We can hear you.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, so Sister B is going to be back in a few. And while we wait for her to return, I ask that you hold one moment, stay tuned after this announcement.
Caribbean Leadership Conference 2023 takes place right here at the Grand Buchanan Resort in Freeport, Grand Bahama, right here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. You are invited to join us the 19th of July through the 22nd of July and experience a blessing from the Lord. Come and enjoy the fellowship from all of our brethren from across the Caribbean. And we want you to have this opportunity to sharpen your skills. And if you are perhaps feeling the presence of God leading you in the area of leadership, you too are welcome to join us. So we are extending this invitation this July 19th to the 22nd right here in Freeport, Bahamas.
I am too excited that I am talking and my mic was muted. Welcome back. Welcome back to our viewing audience. Our theme for this evening's broadcast is the final countdown. Now, I just want you, those of you that are watching, If you are from the Ernest Street Church, I want you to big up your church. We have Ernest Street represented here. We have Wolf Road represented here. We have East Street represented. We have Mini Street represented. And of course, I have to save the best for last. I'm very biased. We have My Blue Road represented. If you attend any of these churches, I want you to take a moment and send a shout out to your youth from your church. And because I have a little bit of school spirit, if any of your schools were mentioned or represented here, take a moment and pick up your school. Pick up your school. Anatole Rogers, I see on the call. I know St. Augustine's is on the call. I know R.M. Bailey is on the call. I know that St. Andrews is on the call. And Philip Ferguson, sorry, tell us one more time what school you go to.
So I attend the International School of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Technology, or ISBT for sure.
So if any of you are attending those schools, go ahead, pick up your school, pick up your youth in the chat. Now, to my gents, my amazing young men. Sister B, we the only ladies on this panel. I am excited, very, very excited, because, in a society where there's a lot happening to the men, the youth, the young men of our generation, it is good to be surrounded by some young men that are making impact, not only in their communities, but in their churches and in their schools. So most of you are in 12th grade or preparing for 12th grade BGCSEs. How do you help to prepare well, first of all, before we get into that, talk to me. How is life going as your final year of school? This is it. No more high school after June. How do you feel? Dereo, we can start with you.
Well, I'm sad and excited. I'm sad because I get to leave school. School, I've been in school, all my life, and I've been comfortable there. So now I get to enter this new sector of my life where it's like there's a million different routes I can take. I get to choose what I can do, and I'm very excited because I like new opportunities and I like to do new things. So I'm excited to go to college because that's where I'm planning on going in the fall. I'm going to university abroad, so I'm excited to go to college. But I know it's going to be hard work because I still have lots of BGCSEs to take because my main ones start next week and they continue until the beginning of June. So I still have lots of BGCSEs to take. So I'm not finished yet, but I'm very close to the finish line.
Awesome. Anybody else wants to jump on that? How has 12th grade been for you?
12th grade for me, there's been a lot of highs and lows. Overall, though, it's been mostly enjoyable. You have your times where you laugh, you have times where you get stressed out by the teachers, different assignments, meeting deadlines. But me personally, I'm excited to leave, but I'm interested in what the Lord has for me after I graduate from high school.
Wow, wow, that's heavy. I know I was ready to come out of high school. I was ready to adult. All right. Adulting was the thing. I was in a rush, high school wasn't it for me anymore. Trevano, what about you? How is this final chapter going for you? Trevano, how is grade 12 going for you?
Well, now that I'm at the end, it's very nerve wracking. It's very nerve wracking knowing that taking these BGCSEs basically determines what I get to do in life, where I go to college, and the things I study. But getting to this point, it was very stressful having to study, doing a lot of work, and it was just I had some very good memories coming along this way. It was a good time.
Awesome. Lyle, you're not quite there yet. I think you're in the 11th grade.
Well, at my school, you graduate high school in grade 11.
Oh, that's awesome then. Go ahead. Tell us about the final chapter.
So, at St. Andrews, you graduate high school in grade 11, and then you stay in next year for the IB diploma, which I'm doing. That's grade 12. So I'm still gonna be in Nassau at St. Andrews until next year, June, when I graduate from IB. But I'm still motivated to, even though I have a next year still at St. Andrews, I'm still motivated and still determined to do well for my future in college.
Awesome. That's different. All right. So you graduated grade 11 and then you still have one more year. All right, before you fully are done with St. Andrews. Okay. Okay, sounds good. So, BGCSEs, I think most of you, if not all of you, would have had to have taken them at some point, whether like for me, and that was some, well, just a few years ago. I'm not going to really talk about my age, but it was just a few years ago when I sat BGCSEs and we were allowed to take some in grade 10, some in grade 11, and then the bulk of them we did in grade 12. So talk to me. BGCSEs have started or will soon start. What are some studying tips that you would give to other persons based on your experiences thus far? Anyone can start.
Okay, so last year, in grade 10, my school is an international school. So we don't do BGCSE, we do IGCSE, which is a more international based exam. It's basically like BGCSE, but more international. So some of my study tips were to make a study schedule for which days you will study each topic and make sure to focus your studies on the topics that you struggle most with. And just to for me, I got a tutor on math because I struggle with math. So a tutor helped me, and asking teachers for extra help helped me do well on my IGCSEs last year.
Awesome. All right. Trevano, what about you? Okay. Philip, what about you while we wait for Trevano to come back?
Okay, so when preparing for BGCSE, usually what I do, um, my tips would be to start preparing at least 2 to 3 months in advance. Start going over topics you usually struggle with as well, and you put more time and more emphasis in those, so that by the time the exams or BGCSE comes, you could be able to succeed in those particular topics. And also remember to take study breaks, because taking breaks could prevent burnout when you're studying. Because I know for a lot of us, we get pressure put on us by teachers, parents, sometimes even your peers, and a lot of that can be mentally draining. So it's good to take a break from studying once in a while and get some rest and recover.
Okay. Dereo, what about you?
Well, I have something similar to Lyle with that study schedule. But another thing is I'd say stay organized because the BGCSE does cover 3 years of notes, 3 years of like work. So it could be easy to lose that. So stay organized, keep it all in one place so that you don't lose it and that you could come back to it. Because as I do past papers, they I see that a lot of them like to ask questions about that grade 10 topics. It's not only grade 10 and 12 and 11. So make sure you stay organized and keep your notes.
Awesome. Awesome. Stay organized, keep your notes, get some rest time, find the balance, help you ask your teachers for assistance. Trevano, what do you add? What do you want to add to the BGCSE study tips that we've received thus far?
Well, for me, studying is really hard for me. Like I get distracted really easily. So sometimes I would have to like use apps, like different apps. I usually go on quizzes to study because I get distracted really fast. I can't sit down just reading a book. Only sometimes I can do that, but like it's very hard for me. And
Okay.
also, start studying earlier so that you don't so that when it's PGCSE time, you wouldn't be rushing yourself.
Awesome. Very good. Now, I remember plenty nights in high school and in college where, procrastination was the order of the day. I mean, literally, I come home from work when I was in college, take a quick nap, and then I have to go and review. I have to study. So I'm not hearing procrastinate. I'm not hearing wait until the last minute. I'm hearing have your schedule organized. Make sure that you prepare yourself in advance. Have alternative means to study because everyone won't be able to just sit down and read a book. I know for me, I had to read and take notes and then read my notes in order to study. I had to paraphrase it in my own words and do what I had to do. So my study schedule too, when I finally stopped procrastinating, I still realized that studying late in the night after everyone went to sleep, that 12 o'clock time, waking up with a rested mind, like Philip already alluded to. So I came home from work, rested, got up, got the studying done, and that worked for me. So finding a schedule and a rhythm that works for us too is very important. So I'm happy to hear that all of you have, pretty much determined what your rhythm looks like. Sister Brandira, all right. It's great to have you. First of all, I'm going to let you say hello because we had a few technical difficulties. And then I want you to talk to us about how you help to prepare your 12th graders for their final exams and BGCSEs.
Well, good evening, everybody. And again, apologies for the technical difficulties. My name is Brandira Gibson Woodside. I am a senior language teacher at the great Anatole Rogers High School. So I have the privilege of teaching students from 10 to 12. How do I prepare my students for final exams? One, we try to encourage, as all you all said a while ago, we want to encourage our young people to, students to practice good study habits. Do what works best for you. And my thing is that it begins with class. It begins with you paying attention in class. If you pay attention in class and not get distracted talking and doing all kind of foolishness in class, trust me, studying becomes 1,000 times easier. Do what works best for you in terms of studying, listen to your music and so on, and making sure you take it in slow strides. You don't want to try to cram everything the night before the exam. So every night, even if you don't have homework, you still want to review. And that's a favorite line from our students. They don't have homework. But the truth of the matter is, you have homework every day. If your teachers don't say do page 36, 49, or 22, go over your notes. That's homework. And also, one of the ways we prepare students to excel in their exams is to also model in terms of showing them a lot of examples of what they're going to be looking forward to in the exam. Showing them how to do it, show them what not to do. So we have actual live samples that they could use, that they could look from other students that would have done it before, and they could see, how best to match it to do better or not to do the things that they shouldn't do if it was wrong. And the last but not least, I encourage my students to continue to practice. When I grew up, I've heard it said that practice makes perfect. And so the more you practice, the more you revise, you're going to get it. So continue practicing, revising, and, making it practical for you.
Awesome. This is good. So we've heard from a teacher's perspective. We've heard from students' perspective. This is great. Audience, we invite you to participate as well. What are some studying habits that you found worked well for you that may not have been mentioned by this time or from any of our panelists? What are some things that work for you? What are some things that work for your children? What are some, studying nuggets that you would want to share? And while you're doing that, we're going to pause for another commercial break. We will be back very shortly.
It's Worship in Paradise, bringing experiences from around the world to the Grand Lucayan Hotel on Grand Bahamas, the Bahamas. It's the Barry B. Morris International Music and Fine Arts Conference, Praising 250, featuring Pastor Benita Jones from Atlanta, Georgia, Pastor Emmanuel De Jesus, New Jersey, Pastor Timothy Johnson, Nassau, Bahamas, Minister Valerie Tuttle, Kentucky, Pastor Barry B. Morris, and many others. Come out and be transformed at this 3-day cultural and worship conference with performances by worship teams from Canada, the United Kingdom, Eastern Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, Spanish and Creole worship team, the Tabernacle Concert Choir, the Bahamas Public Officers Choir, the fabulous Cooling Water, Pastor Simeon Out, and the Bahama Brass Band. Registration is $120. The cultural concert is $20. It's the Barry B. Morris International Music and Fine Arts Conference, June 2nd through 4th, 7:30 p.m. at the Grand Lucayan Hotel in Freeport, Grand Bahama, the Bahamas. Come out and claim your blessing.
And we are back. So, students, gents, first of all, I just really want to say that I'm very proud of each one of you young men. Life is not easy, although a lot of our parents feel as though as teenagers and as children, we don't have any struggles. We don't have anything that we're dealing with. But I just want to say kudos to each of you. You're doing a great job. Whatever it is that whatever it is that you would have gone through up to this point, it hasn't broken you. It hasn't taking your nerve. Like, you're still pushing through, you're still pushing on, and you're excelling in more ways than one. So absolutely kudos to all of you. I'm very proud of you. If no one else says that to you, I am very proud of you. And, a lot of young men, may generally say, I really into this panelist conversation. Ain't nobody got time for that. I know y'all run. But I'm happy that each of you took the invitation and said, yes, I will be a part. Like, I don't know if y'all understand how much of a big deal this is to me, because we often see our young ladies, in the forefront. We often see our young women, our older women, they're in the forefront and they're shining. So it's great to see that we have young men that all hope is not lost. You guys have plans for your future. You're doing well in school. And so now you're going to talk to us a little bit about what is next for you. So once you graduate, and Lyle, for you, once you graduate next year, once you finish your final year of school, what is next? Any one of you can start.
Well, next for me, after high school, I'll go to university to study journalism, and then I'll see where that takes me.
All right.
Next, I plan on going to college to further my education. I plan on studying in accounting.
All right. We have journalists. We have accountants. All right. Who else? Any, mini, miny, mo. Go ahead, Dereo.
Okay, well, after I graduate from high school in June, I do plan to go to university abroad, where I plan to study mechanical engineering.
You plan to study?
Mechanical engineering.
All right. Okay. And Philip?
My plans after graduation is lighten myself in the things in a lot, of course. Getting out of my comfort zone, starting to network and open up my circle a little bit. But like for academic, on the academic side of things, I plan on spending my first year of college at UB, kind of get the really feel of things and studying marketing there.
Marketing, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I just want to send a shout out to Brother Devaro with Brother Ferguson and his very deep answer. Devaro, yes, I am being shady on the World Wide Web. Go Impact Youth. All right, I see y'all. He is delighting himself in the Lord. So I hear journalism, Sister B. I hear mechanical engineering. I hear marketing. I hear accounting. I hear money making. So we don't have gents that are going to say, you know what, I'm just going to be home chilling. I don't have time for you, B. I'm just going to, doing me, whatever that looks like. No, but you're doing you, and you're doing you to excel. So kudos to each of you, and also kudos to your parents and whoever is responsible, for raising you and nurturing you. They're doing a great job as well. All right. Any nuggets, Sister Brandira, that you share with your students, or that you can share with our students, that help to prepare them for the future?
Well, it's so exciting to hear about the endeavors of all of these wonderful young men today. And I just want to encourage you and everyone else listening that you could do anything you put your mind to. The world is literally at your fingertips. Anything you put before God and that you are passionate about, it could happen. And so I want you to pursue it. I want you to go after it. And I want you to know that you can attain what you want. That's the first thing. And I also want to encourage 12th graders. 12th grade could be a complicated, stressful, frustrating year. But I want to encourage you that God didn't bring you this far to leave you. I remember when I was in grade 12 and I thought I wasn't going to finish. I felt like dropping out of school many days because of the workload and because of everything that so many people were coming at us with, But I want to encourage you. You could do it. Hang in there. You have a few more weeks, a few more days to go. Push through the exams, study for the exams. You could pass all that you put your mind to. So you didn't come this far to be left alone. Also, I want to encourage you to put your plans before the Lord. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, ask the Lord about it. Acknowledge Him. Allow Him to direct your path. Allow Him to have a say in your life. Allow Him to reveal what He wants you to be, and the route that He wants you to take. And so have a conversation with God about what you want to do or what He wants you to do when you finish school. Also, I want to encourage you to be intentional about preparing. Um, 12th grade I don't think this is the year when you should really just start to get serious about school at any point. We have some students right now who panicking and trying to backpedal and do work from grade 10, grade 11, or do things that they could have done from grade 10 and 11. And so, again, you don't want to procrastinate, but you want to be intentional about your time. You don't want to get distracted. A lot of distractions could go on your final lap. The devil like to get busy around this time. You don't do all the work, and somebody gonna come up in your face and fight. Somebody gonna have a vibe with you now in grade 12. You come too far for that. So try to avoid distractions. Also, I would encourage you to persevere, just to hang in there and know that you could make it. So those are just a few of the things that I want to be encouraged with.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, to all of my gents, this question is very impromptu, but I wanted you to be genuine in your response. What is your favorite memory of high school on the whole, whether it's 12th grade or seventh grade or 10th grade? What is one of your most treasured memories of high school? Philip, we'll start with you.
Um, yes, my favorite memory of high school would probably be just getting together with my friends and we just singing songs, being on the desk, just telling jokes as well, and just having ourselves a good time overall. It's one of my favorite moments of high school.
All right, cool. Me and my friends used to sing in the afternoon after school. We had one particular song we always sang, but it wasn't a gospel song, so I can't really quote it right here. That was before I knew the Lord in a very real way. But yes, yes, yes. All right, I love it. Lyle, go ahead. What's your favorite memory from high school?
I think I'd say my favorite memory is probably swim gala. Um, this year I was the house captain for my house, so it was really fun cheering on the swimmers. It gets really competitive and really hype. So I think that was my favorite memory of high school.
Nice, nice, nice. Trevano, what about you?
My favorite memory from high school was our baseball team winning the GSSA trophy.
This year I was
Awesome,
so it
awesome.
was really fun
Oh,
cheering on.
sorry, I apologize. Be the you are you on the baseball team?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So there's a real win for you. I'm excited about that. And Dereo, what's your favorite memory about high school?
Well, like Philip said, my favorite memory is, hanging with my friends and my classmates, and we crack the jokes, we have a good time because I love to laugh. So we crack the jokes, those are my favorite memories. And like in specific, like this year, my class, every religion class, somebody would try to like bring a sweet treat. So we'd always eat a sweet treat in religion class. So yeah, so those are one of my favorite memories of high school.
Nice. Absolutely. I took yours the wrong time to be in high school. I like sweet treats too. Like nobody bringing me no sweet treats. Jeez, I guess my season is done. Sister Brandira, what is one of your favorite memories of for your 12th graders on the whole?
One of my favorite memories.
With your 12th
Boy, so
graders
many.
now.
Are the ones that I have now.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There are so many memories I have with all of them. But I guess one of them would be a time when we were planning a class party. Not a class party, but they just wanted me to order food for them. That's my top grade 12 class. And we did that. And I took a little longer because I had to get the food. And so it was a little, young people on food. So I came out, it was supposed to happen at the beginning of lunchtime. Unfortunately, I came at the last period. And so they couldn't get it until after school. Time now I saying, I hungry. I gonna eat me some pizza with them. So at the end of school they came because they're already hungry. They're already like, so sorry, what happened to you? And so when they came, listen, I turned my back for a minute. I know where them order pizza go on. They didn't even want me warm it up, So, but it was fun because after a while we got to laugh about it, we got to joke about it, and that's just some of the moments we had. I just like my grade 12 now. They know how to have fun. They know how to work hard, and then at the end of the day, they row each other. They carry on, but they still love each other and me.
That's most important, right? And on that same note, Sister Brandira just sparked a question in my mind. Do any of you gents have a favorite teacher that you don't mind sharing with us? A favorite teacher, someone in high school that was really amazing to you, or I don't know, maybe we may be internal teachers' pets. I was a bit of a teacher's pet in primary school, but in high school, you had to be cool. But does anybody have a favorite teacher from high school that comes to mind right now?
To be honest, now the school I'm at now, I would say that all of my teachers that I have will probably be my favorite because each of them, depending on the class I'm in, each of them carry something special with them. And their own learning styles. So, yeah, that's all.
Okay. Anybody else?
My civics teacher, Mr. Sawyer.
Shout out to Mr. Sawyer. All right. Dereo?
Well, I can't choose. So can I say two? I can say two.
That's fine.
Okay, I'll say my physics teacher, Mr. Lee, and my math teacher, Mr. Frazier. So I'd say.
All right. Okay. Cool. Lyle, any faves from you?
I'll say my English teacher, Miss Wilson.
English? Well, I can't really be too shady because, Sister Brandira is an English teacher too, but English was not one of my strong subjects. But however, my English and lit teacher, she was amazing. She is past, but she actually was one of my favorites for real. I don't know, something about her. Okay, so words of encouragement. If you are to encourage another 12th grader that may feel like I just ain't interested no more, I'm not interested in fighting, I ain't about this life, I am about to be a professional son or daughter, that's just my life for me. What would you say to them in this moment? Someone who may be watching.
In 12th grade, you may be feeling overwhelmed with everything that's coming to you, like high school's ending, college about to start. You may feel exhausted from all the exams and all the tests. You just have to remember that every obstacle is an opportunity to grow and learn. You just stay persistent through the difficult times because in the end, like in the future, going through these difficult times will help you.
Awesome. Awesome. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Well,
My advice to youths that feel like giving up, and this is coming from a person who felt like giving up many times. I'd probably say last time I felt like this was last week. So, you just have to, well, first of all, remember what Lyle said as well. And also remember that, you know, God knows the plans that He has for you. And for you to give up, I mean, no, let me rephrase that. It'd be better for you to keep pushing on and keep persevering because we right there. June is right there. Time is moving quickly more than ever. So once we just get past these BDCSCs, despite it being hard, just keep your trust in God, keep your faith in God. Remember to take breaks, like I said earlier, and with all things, you'll be fine as you make it through.
Awesome. Trevano and then Dereo. Okay, Dario, you go, and then Trevano will go after you.
okay, well, I feel like high school is what you make it. So like you said, like don't procrastinate. So, like if you don't procrastinate, I feel like high school will be generally easy going for you. But if you wait till the last minute, you're going to be very stressed. You're gonna feel like if the whole world is against you and you feel like you can't make it. But as long as you do your work on time, listen to the guidelines that the teacher set because they do know better than us. And you follow those guidelines, you do what you gotta do, then high school should generally speaking be as easy as it could be. Because it ain't easy, but it could be as easy as it can be, you know?
Okay, awesome. Trevano, okay. While we wait for Trevano's response. So at this point, if I'm not mistaken, all coursework should be in, right? Everybody's coursework should be finished, right? Right? All assignments should be completed. So when do BGCSEs start officially? Anyone can answer, Dario, since you're up.
Well, the practicals like our food nutrition, they already began, but the theories start this week. Like I have my French reading and writing exam on Wednesday, and then I have like my main subjects next week and the following weeks after that.
Okay. Trevano, what advice would you give to the 12th grader or any student rather who feels like giving up at this point? Okay, you may have some technical difficulties. Okay. All right. So everybody should be ready then. BGCSEs have started. Coursework has been completed. We are on the way to completing our final chapter of high school. I'm pretty sure some days we weren't going to make it to this point. We thought that we were going to give up. We thought that we were going to throw in the towel. And I just want to say that, not only young people have these moments, us as adults too, especially when we decide to go to college and go back to school after we've been out of school for so many years. So it's always great to have a ready word of encouragement. Trevano, you are going to share with us your advice to a 12th grade student or any student that may feel like they want to give up at this point.
Okay,
You could go ahead.
I'll say let let fail, let failure be your greatest motivation, and never Never give up on what you really want to do.
Never give up on what you really want to do. And what's good is all of you on the panel have already identified at least some direction that you want to go in. Let me tell you, I changed my major at least 3 times, minimum 3 times. All right. I thought I was going to be a teacher, primary school. That wasn't for me. And I was already in UB. I'd already enrolled. I thought this was it. I thought this was, where I was going, what I was going to do. That wasn't it. My entire life, I wanted to be an accountant. Why I changed my mind, I don't really know. I don't fully know because I still really have an absolute love for numbers, right? And making things make sense. And so then I changed my major to business management, and that wasn't working. Then I changed it to finance. Then that wasn't working. And, now I'm in human resources and I absolutely love what I do. So don't limit yourself and don't feel like, all right, you already have a thought in mind. Everybody's journey is not going to be your own. You may go to school and say, this is what I plan to do. My heart is here. And you may see it through all the way through to fruition. I have a friend that wanted to be an accountant all her life, and she's an accountant today. But that wasn't my story. All right. Sometimes too, you feel like as soon as you graduate, you're going to college and that's going to be your portion. I felt that way too. And then life happened. Life has a way of happening. And then it forced me to have to work and go to school. So I had to assist with paying my own college tuition. Did it discourage me? At some points it did. Did I want to give up? Absolutely. But like all of you have already encouraged us, you have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward, and you have to keep Christ at the center of it all. Because despite our thoughts and our plans, it's his plan that will prevail most of all. We are going to have one more commercial break. And once we come back, our very own Minister Brandira is going to speak a declaration over all of our 12th grade students on the panel, watching us, or wherever they may be in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Are you looking for a miracle, breakthrough, or deliverance? Join a Pentecost parade this coming May 28th. 2023, commencing at 2:30 p.m. from the Church of God of Prophecy Street Tabernacle and culminating at Rawson Square. Come expect a move of God as a prayer rope is carried throughout the street. All passersby and those participating can reach out and touch the prayer rope in faith and expect miracles, healing, and deliverance. Calling all who want God to heal our land to join with us and an army of prayer warriors as we take our nation before God in prayer. For whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For more information, email PentecostParade2023@gmail.com or WhatsApp 357-9003. Come and believe God for your answers today.
Minister Brandira.
Good evening again, everybody. 12th graders, I want to encourage you today. I want you to know that your future is very bright. You have everything you need. The Lord will provide. As you commit your way to the Lord, he will give you the desires of your heart. The Lord will not withhold any good thing from any one of you that fear him. You will not lack, you will not want, because he is a good, good shepherd. He's a good, good father. Your steps are ordered by the Lord. And so I speak divine protection over your life. I speak divine provisions over your life. I plead the blood of Jesus over you. And I declare that no weapon that is formed against you will ever prosper. You will be all that God wants you to be. You are the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. You will be anointed with fresh oil. Goodness and mercy will follow you, and you will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I speak it and I declare it over all of your lives.
In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I thank you. I thank each of you. I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you to you, young men, mighty men of valor, whom God has called and predestined for a time such as this. Even before the foundation of the world, He has set aside your destiny. He knows your end from your beginning, and He has a call and a purpose specific just for you. You are a blessing to those that are around you. You are an influence to those persons that surround themselves with around you in your presence. So be sure that when you open your mouth and speak, you speak words that are positive, that uplift, that empower, and not words that tear down. You are a beacon of light, and I want you to continue to let your light so shine before men that they see your good works and bring glory and honor to your Father who is in heaven. Thank you so much, young man, for joining us this evening. Have a blessed evening. You can feel free to say goodbye to our viewing audience. We thank you for joining us this evening. We thank you for your words of encouragement to our young men. And we ask that you continue to be a blessing to the youth of our church and of our nation. It is not easy. It is not easy. It is not easy because sometimes we get a little older and we forget what we went through as teenagers and as children and as young adults. But continue, I ask of you to continue to be a blessing to our young people, to continue to encourage them, to continue to motivate and propel them. The sky is the limit. Well, the sky used to be the limit when technology wasn't what it was. So now that it is what it is, there are no limits in God. Take every limit off and trust God and watch Him blow your mind. Have a blessed evening. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you again real soon.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Yes,
Good night.
thank you. Wait, wait.